Shri Shri Radha Muligar, Radha Govinda Gaur Premananda Shipapa Ki Jai.
Jai.
This one's not on. Okay.
Could the light be on out? Well,
Yeah. Alright, maybe. Vrindayai Talsdevyai Priyayai Keshivashacha Vishnu Bhakti Karadevi Satchavachanamo Namaha Vrindayai Talsdevyai Priyayai Keshivashacha Vishnu Bhakti Karadevi Satchavachanamo Namaha Vrindayai Talsdevyai Priyayai Keshivashacha Vishnu Bhakti Karadevi Satchavachanamo Namaha Srimati Tosumani Ki Jai.
Jai Tulsi Maharani.
Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Radha Krishna Seva Pado Hey Abhivasi
Radha Krishna Seva Pado. Hey Abhivasi.
Yay Tamara Sarnaloy Tara Vansha Purna Hoy
Tamara Sarnaloy Tara Pancha Purna Hoy.
Kripa Kori Kora Tare Vrindavana Vasi
Kripa Kori Kora Tare Vrindavana Vasi.
Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
More Abilas Vilas Kunje Viovas Nayane Haribo Sada Vigalo Viparasi Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama E Nivedana Dara Sakiranu Gata Koro Seva Adhikara Diye Koro Nijadasi Seva Adhikara Diye Koro Nijadasi Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama Dina Krishna Nasekoi Jaina Mora Hoy Dina Krishna Nasekoi Jaina Mora Hoy Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jina Vasi Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jina Vasi Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Yani Kani Japapani Brahma Charikani Cha Tani Tani Pranashante Parakshana Pare Pare
Yani Kani Chapapani Brahmana Tani Kani Cha Tani Tani Parakshana Pari Pari
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Vrindayai Tosvidayai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Padadevi Sachvachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tosvidayai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Padadevi Sachvachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tosvidayai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Padadevi Sachvachanamo Namaha. Shabati Tosmani Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Mulidhar, Radha Govinda Gaur, Premananda Shura Papa Ki Jai. Where is this? Somebody go.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru Charahana Padmaha Kevala Bhakahati Sadmaha Pando Mui Savadana Mate Yahara Prasade Bahai Eva Batori Yahai Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Bhakyaha Chitete Koriya Aikyaha Arana Kari Homane Ashaha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Yutamagati Ye Prasade Puri Sarva Ashaha Chakinana Divoje Chami Chami Kabse Vinaya Prasito Evakia Oteya Japena Seya Egaya Charito Guru Karuna Sindhuraya Nachandara Lokera Jivana Shiva Prabhupada Lokera Jivana Mahaprabhu Koya Deho Koya Jaya Jaya Yasa Vishnu Bhuvana Shiva Prabhupada Sita Pavana Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Krishna Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Krishna Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Vani Pracharine Namaste Shasnyavai Asyachari Shadharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhattami Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govindaram Shivadasudan
Gopal Govinda Ram Namaskritam.
Giridhari Govinata Madana Mohan
Giridhari Govinda Madana Mohan.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita
Chaitanya Nityananda Sita Advaita Sita.
Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita
Hare Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath
Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath.
Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunath
Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunath.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Vada
Jaya Radha, Muridara, Hare.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev
Jaya Subhadra,
Jaya Radha
Govinda Radha,
Govinda Radha
Jaya
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Dagoda Hari Bol Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Lord Vivekananda Shilabhava Jai. The lotus feet of our spiritual masters, the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence, By His grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from His lotus mouth. Attachment to His lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From Him ecstatic permeates, my human ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing in His character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us, and give us a shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread throughout the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Shri Baba Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna Bhakti Angel Prabhu. Here's your morning garland. And now, Lord and Shri Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Namaste, Narishimaya, Pralaya Lada Dayane, Hiranyakashi Purvacha, Chilatvankada Kanae, Vito Nishina Parato Nishina, Yato Yato Yami Tato Nishina, Bahir Nishina Hirani Nishina, Nishina Madim Sharanam Prapade, Kavakara Kamavarare, Nakam Adita Shrinam, Davika Hiranyakashipu, Tanu Bringham, Keshavadrika Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Nishringade, Jaya Nishringade, Jaya Nishringade, Jaya Nishringade, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Or is it some devotees?
Hare Krishna.
Jai. Bhakti Angel Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhakti Angel Prabhu.
Gopal as well. Mother Vani tells me that this is the last of the marigolds, but we'll see.
We're all withering.
Reading from Sri Namamrita, the Nectar of the Holy Name, by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Ishvara Puri to Lord Chaitanya. Religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation are known as the four goals of life. But before love of Godhead, the fifth and highest goal, these appear as insignificant as straw on the street. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. While chanting the holy name of the Lord, one should not desire the material advancements represented by economic development, religiosity, sense gratification, and ultimately liberation from the material world. As stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the highest perfection of life is to develop one's love for Krishna. When we compare love of Godhead with religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, we can understand that these achievements may be desirable objectives for bubukshus. Let me read that again. When we compare love of Godhead with religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, we can understand that these achievements may be desirable objectives for bubukshus, are those who desire to enjoy this material world, and mumukshus, or those who desire liberation from it. But they are very insignificant in the eyes of a pure devotee who has developed Bhava, the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila. Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah. Nice.
And here's today's Mahaprasadam.
Chai.
The warmth. Jai Shri Prabhupada. The warmth may bring more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the store yesterday and I didn't see any, but
Trader Joe?
yeah.
Oh.
They had plenty of flowers, but I didn't see any marigolds. But Krishna is very merciful, you know,
I know.
by his prerogative. Remember, the sun rose. The sun rose when, was it Jarasandha that cursed Arjuna? No, how did it go?
Yeah,
In the
what
battle
was
of Kurukshetra.
Yeah, it didn't set.
Yeah.
That was it. It didn't set.
Krishna made the sun rise again
Oh.
when Arjuna was to enter the funeral pyre to give up his life because he thought he didn't fulfill a vow, which was to kill Jarasandha by sunset. And was it because of what he did to Abhimanyu? Abhimanyu was blocked out of the Chakravyuha, or blocked in the Pandavas couldn't follow. Arjuna was in the heavenly planets with Krishna at that time, and he vowed by sunset, but Krishna allowed the sun to rise again, and he was able to kill Jarasandha. Was it Jarasandha? One of the enemies of the Kurus on the battlefield or the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra that was on the side of the Kurus. So by Krishna's grace, there can be marigolds any time of year. So here's today's Mahaprasadam, a lavender rose, the marigold offered to Lord Nishingadeva in the praying hands, and Simply Wonderful's Kaja Ladus, and in the bottom there's a bliss bar. Yes, Jarasandha Jai.
Alright, so let's get the chanting, the Srila Prabhupada chanting vibration, which I cannot live without.
Yes, Srila Prabhupada chanting the holy name.
Not live without Srila Prabhupada.
We have an old set of the Mahabharata. I think I have the book too. It's from the early 80s, and it's a devotee from New Vrindavan. I think this devotee got in trouble with some, I don't know, I think he left the movement completely or changed out of the movement, but the tape recordings he did of the Mahabharata are pretty nice. I remember when I worked on the assembly line at the automobile factory in the late 80s, I had a sound system that was wireless. It was called Rekoton, and it was kind of new at the time. But these guys on the assembly line, big automobile plant, they had those too. And you could tune into others' channels. And so I was listening to that while, I'm working 8 hours a day, and every 58 seconds I'm doing the same thing to each Econoline van going by. And I'm listening to the Mahabharata. I listened to all the Prabhupada's tapes and all that kind of stuff. But I was listening to the Mahabharata. It turned out they were all listening too. They were, it was a while before I knew that. And they were telling, hey, we like what you're listening to. Because the Mahabharata's kind of like a
very attractive to persons that aren't so philosophical. They'll to be attracted to the pastimes of the Mahabharata. And, yeah, it's quite nice. That devotee's gone. I forget his name, but did a pretty good job on that. We have the original tape set. I haven't listened to it for years. And I think I have the book also. We'll look for it. Those pastimes are very ecstatic, We had the pictures around the house, disrobing Draupadi. What else do we have from the Mahabharata here? Anyway, the pastimes of the Mahabharata are very relishable. Here's the one with Draupadi. Here it is. Right here. One of the great ecstatic pastimes of Lord Krishna giving protection to the devotee. I mean, you even had Maharaths there. You had Grandfather Bhishma, who's a apparently, Hridayananda doesn't believe Draupadi was disrobed in the Mahabharata. Yeah, he doesn't believe a lot of things.
What? But, the beauty of this to me is also the fact that she was calling out, there were the great Maharajas, her husbands, Bhishma, all sitting there, their eyes downward, while they weren't watching, while she was being disrobed. And she's calling to them, and they're not responding, and holding tight to her sari. And then all of a sudden, she lifts up her hands. And I just heard this lecture where Srila Prabhupada was noting it, and Draupadi said, "If it is your desire, Lord," like she was asking for his help.
Yeah.
If it is your desire.
And he supplied unlimited cloth.
Right.
And and Grandfather Bhishma was there.
Yeah, they were all
Mahajan.
And
He was
in those
the great
moments-
spiritual authority.
And in those moments,
And he didn't act to help her. Of course, I heard that the confidential explanation of that is that the demigods or somebody was checking him from killing Dushashan and what was
Karna.
no, not this.
Who are we talking about?
Dushashan and how come I can't remember anybody's names at the moment?
What is this?
Who was the enemy of Bhima? What's his name? Duryodhana.
Duryodhana.
So Dushashan and Dhritarashtra.
Duryodhana?
Yeah, Duryodhana. Duryodhana and Dushashan. Bhishma was checked from killing them on the spot because it was Leela that this was to happen. How about it's very ecstatic. Apparently, Hridayana doesn't believe Draupadi. Yeah, that's correct. But we're supposed to believe, because we have faith in the pure devotee, that these aren't mythology or stories manufactured by conditioned souls, but these are actually histories of the Supreme Personality of Godheads. It says in Bible, is it the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains to Arjuna the remote history of the Bhagavad Gita, and he also explains to him the significance and purpose of his periodic descents into the material world, and that's where these pastimes are coming from. And also in the fourth chapter, the necessity of approaching a bona fide spiritual master. So that's why we have Srila Prabhupada. And when irreligion becomes prominent over religion, it invokes that Lord Krishna has to incarnate to rectify the situation, because there's no remedy otherwise. So unfortunate persons that aren't attached to the lotus feet of the pure devotee with faith and and just basic intelligence, they may have another motive, but basically that's unfortunate for them, because this human form of life is meant, if you're very fortunate, to not live like it. Prabhupada quotes that. I'd like to see how many times Prabhupada quoted that quote about how hogs, this sense gratification is meant for hogs and dogs who eat stool, and that, in the human form of life, you're supposed to search after the absolute truth. So the waste life, this human form of life, rare human form of life, is unfortunate, especially if you're in such a position of leadership. All that effort and austerity, and then you come to the wrong conclusion and preach it. Very unfortunate. I guess you would have to take birth in the society that you preach to, in your next life. And if you act like a blind man leading everybody into a ditch, it's a big waste of time to take your birth, your next life, into that kind of society of illusion. Oh, gorgeous. Somebody gorgeous. Radha Govinda. Like, could you imagine? Like, one time we were out on, we went out on Harinam in Times Square for a decade on Saturday nights. And one time, a man ran up to me and said he was born in Mathur. He came from Mathur. And I thought, I immediately think, wow, you're the most fortunate person in the universe, one of the most fortunate But he told me, this is all mythology. And that's the danger. Hey, if you're preaching in this life something, you're a great devotee. You've got so many volumes of, so many volumes of like perfect service to Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna provides what you lack and preserves what you have, but you come to such a nonsense conclusion that something's not true. You don't believe the pure devotee's instruction, like Mother Draupadi being disrobed, and you get the fortunate to be born in a holy dham, and then your conclusion, well, it's all mythology. It's unfortunate. Anyway, I told that man, you're the most unfortunate person in the universe, because he was chastising me like we were wasting our time, like chanting very loudly in Times Square because it's all mythology. And it happened to me another time at a bus station here in Cleveland in the 80s. I was here visiting, and I was sitting in the bus station, no, train station, and there was nobody there, but an Indian gentleman came, and he was sitting there too, and I asked him where he's from, and then we were talking about it, and I showed him my neck beads, and he goes, oh, yeah, and then we were talking about, I like the Mahabharata and things like that, and Prabhupada, and then he sounded very, the conversation was nice, like he really appreciated meeting someone that knew these things, and then he just tells me, before we get on the train, but it's all mythology. It's not real. It's too bad. Because it doesn't have the association of the pure devotee, who is Chaita Guru, the representative of the Lord in the heart. And if you're sincere, because we can't, in Kali Yuga and these material bodies, we don't have the ability to communicate with the Lord in the heart, because we have so many other things going on in our mind that we can't differentiate what's real and unreal. But Krishna in the heart will send the pure devotee to tell you what, because he knows. Like the two birds sitting on the branch of the tree, one bird's eating the fruit of the tree, the other bird's just simply witnessing. You're the bird eating the fruits of this material world, and Krishna's witnessing. And when you become frustrated with the fruits, like the bird full of the fruits, he may turn towards his friend. And our eternal friend is Krishna, and he's sitting in the heart with us, traveling throughout this material world. All right, Mother Vani, couldn't remember why she went to the store. So yeah, the two birds sitting on the branch of the tree, and Lord Krishna's witnessing. And when you turn to him sincerely, why am I put into this world of suffering against my will? And I don't want to suffer, and what do I do about it? Then Krishna sends a pure devotee, and you should recognize how fortunate that is, and surrender to him unconditionally. And that's basically the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, is unconditional surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting his holy name, which is given to us by the pure devotee. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, which frees us from all sins, brings us complete enlightenment, and enables us to return home back to the spiritual world. We have to take it seriously. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Apparently, yep. Right there. Shri Shri Radha Mulidar, Radha Govinda, Gaur Premananda Shipapa Ki Jai. All glories to the Samba devotees. And this is maybe Gyanagamya is here too. Anyway, Hare Krishna Bhakti Angel will try to do a little chanting tonight around 7:30. Jai Shri Prabhupada.